Hey, this is Brian Goulet of the Goulet Pen Company and InkNouveau.com. Today what I'm going to do is a first impression review of the Sailor Professional Gear Slim, also known formerly as the Sailor Sapporo. That's probably what you have heard of before. The Professional Gear Slim is a new name for the same type of pen. It's something that changed over about 6 months ago from the making of this video. Or maybe it was close to a year ago. I don't know. It changed over at some point. Everybody still calls it the Sapporo, but it's known now as the Professional Gear Slim. So I'm going to get into this thing for the first time. I'm going to have a special hand cameo done by my lovely wife Rachel, so you can see the comparison of our two different sizes of hands. And we'll dive into this thing for the first time. This was a pen that we don't normally carry, and so I wouldn't normally have one just laying around, but we had a customer that wanted to special order one, and they were nice enough to allow me to use it for the sake of this review, so everybody go ahead and thank them. So let's dive into it and check this pen out. Alright, so here we are looking at the Sailor Professional Gear Slim. This is the transparent orange color. They come in all kinds of cool colors: orange, green, pink, some other ones I think, I can't remember off the top of my head. It comes in this little Sailor case, which is pretty nice, I suppose. It's kind of a, not really a fake leather case, it's some kind of vinyl case or something like that. But it's pretty nice, very sturdy. So when you open it up, this is what you get. Nice little Sailor imprint on there. It's in like this little plastic bag thing, and I don't actually think that it's not a sleeve that it slides out of, it's actually kind of sealed up in that bag. So I'm going to have to kind of rip my way into this bag, if I can do that. Oh, it's that stretchy kind of plastic that doesn't tear easily. I'm trying not to break out my knife. Here we go. Okay. So I got into the pen. The first thing that strikes me about this pen, aside from the fact that it's bright orange, which is kind of cool, is the size of it. It's pretty small. It's pretty short. Granted, this is the slim version, so this is the smaller version of the Professional Gear. But I have really big hands. Okay, I have really huge hands actually, and the pen seems pretty short in my hands. But anyway, there's the pen, and then the case opens up this little secret compartment thing. It has a couple of Sailor cartridges in here, which I'm assuming is just like regular Sailor black ink. It's got some instructions in here, most of which are in Japanese, but they have some pictures. Oh, English is on the other side. Okay, that makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so there's all the instructions for just about every kind of pen that they sell. Okay, but I'm not an instructions kind of guy. I like to figure things out for myself. It's a pen, you know, it's going to work like most other fountain pens. It's got a converter in here, so it comes with a converter. That's kind of nice. This converter is also kind of sealed up in here, so I'll have to kind of break into it. And it looks like it's got directions for how to use the converter too, which is good if you've never used a converter before. So, okay, got the cartridges, and this is the last that I'm going to really need to reference this case for the purpose of this video. Okay, so the way that this thing works, if you so care to use it with a converter, like I like to do, unscrew the pen, pretty typical. It's got threads on the cap, threads on the body. It unthreads like that. The converter just pushes onto the pen, just like so. Nice snug fit. I like a really snug fitting converter that you can, you know, shake and not have to worry. That way, you know, I know when I go to put this thing into the bottle, I'm not going to drop the pen out of it. Some other of like the cheaper Pelican pens, like the Script and Pelicano and stuff like that, the converter doesn't fit snugly on there. That's kind of annoying, but this pen is good like that. Okay, so what other ink is more appropriate to use than a Sailor ink? Now really I probably should use like an apricot. That would be really appropriate to use for this orange pen, but I got some Epinard. This is one that I needed to do up for ink samples soon anyway, so I happen to have a full bottle just lying around. The cool thing about the Sailor bottles is they have this kind of cone thing. Actually, I have a clean bottle with me here. This is a clean bottle that I cleaned out just to show you what's going on with the inside of the bottle. It has this little insert on the bottles where it sits inside the glass like that, and then it has these holes on the side so that basically what it's intended to do is when the ink level gets low in the bottle, you turn the bottle upside down the ink goes into the little hole and fills up this cone. That way you can still fill your fountain pen even though the ink level is getting low. So that's pretty cool. I wish more I wish more ink companies would do stuff like that. The only other ink that I can recall I've seen that in is the Parker Penman inks, which are discontinued. And I think the old Schaefer script bottles used to have that. They don't anymore. But anyway, I wish more companies did that. So we got Epinard. All right, open this thing up. I just gave it a gentle shake because that's something that I like to do with all my inks, because I've dealt with enough inks that are, have some kind of settling and stuff that happens on the bottom. Of course, I got lots of bubbles here that I'm just trying to work out. Okay, so what I need to do is stick the whole thing, immerse the nib down in there. Now it's got that little plastic insert in there. I can basically just touch it down to the bottom, and I know that I'm going to be in good shape there. And I've got to put my piston down first of all. That will help in filling it. Okay, so piston's down, and I'll just slowly fill, pulling that piston up. You can see the ink traveling behind. Now, one neat little trick that I like to do is for the very first time that you ink up a pen, the feed is dry. So if you put the ink up, push it back down, and then pull it up again, you'll see that the ink level is going to be a little higher now. The ink is closer to the plunger. So that's kind of neat. Gets you a little more ink into your pen. Okay, and then I need a little sheet of paper towel here to just wipe off the excess off the grip section so I don't have inky fingers. Wouldn't be the end of the world. I'm quite used to that, but hey, look at that, no ink on my fingers. That's kind of a first. Okay, so then this part just screws back on, and this sucker is ready to write. Okay, now let me put my ink away, because I know in past videos I've made some people pretty nervous by leaving my ink bottles open. I'm going to put it completely away so that you guys don't have to worry about that. Okay? Now, got a nice little Rhodia dot pad here that I'm going to test it out on, and you can see here just the size comparison. Rachel, do you want to come over here and let everybody check it out? I'm going to call Rachel over so you can see the difference between a man's hand, because I've got big hands. My hands are about 8 inches from wrist to my middle fingertip. So that gives you an idea here. This pen is barely over 4 inches long. Well, maybe like 4.5, kind of close to 5. I don't know. I haven't really estimated. Do you want to... Well, here, I'll show you what it's like holding it in my hand. Or do you want to do a write test with it, Rachel?
Sure.
Okay. So I'll show you in my hand. Okay, it's better posted for me. It's a little nib heavy. It's a little front heavy. And I kind of like that, actually. The cap is not that heavy. Most of the balance is towards the nib on this pen. So let's see here. Ooh, it's smooth. I've heard that Sailor is like really known for having super smooth nibs. And that's, I definitely know what people are talking about now.
I guess this is your first Sailor pen.
Now this is my first time ever writing with a Sailor pen, and this is a 14 karat. What size nib is this? Broad. Okay, that's why I like it so much. Okay, and this is the see here, Sailor professional gear. I mesh all my letters together. Gear slim, and this is a broad nib. I like that. Even though it's a small pen with it posted, it's reasonable for a guy with my size. Now, not posted, this thing is like unusable because it's gonna like get swallowed up in my hand. I mean, it's like barely has anything to rest on. So for me, it's critical that it's posted. But that's kind of nice. It's a nice compact little pen like that. So Rachel, I will let you sneak in here. I'm kind of straddling the tripod.
Will do. All right.
Now this is the first time you used a Sailor pen too.
Yep. See, for me, I can comfortably hold it without being posted. My hands are obviously smaller than yours. Let me see.
How is it posted?
Much more comfortable. Just gives a little more weight to it. I feel like it's more balanced in my hand. I can do it unposted. But it's just so lightweight.
Yeah,
Not used to that.
it's really light.
Guess I'm used to heavier pens.
Yeah. You also hold your pen at a steeper angle than I do.
I do. I'm a little more upright. My weird thing with my 4 fingers, you only use 3.
Yeah.
It's very smooth. Keeps up with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
That is very nice.
I like that, huh?
It's very comfortable. Oh, yeah, I'll take one. They make them in pink. I want a pink one.
Oh, yeah.
I like this broad. It's really nice.
It's broad, but it's a Japanese broad, so it doesn't look like a Lamy broad. I think most people, they make the mistake of, when they're choosing a Japanese pen, of choosing what they're used to with a Western pen. And
yeah, this is probably more equivalent to a medium in a Western.
yeah, I think if you're used to Western pens like Pelicans and Lamys and things like that, you're probably going to be happier going up a size than what you would typically use. Yeah, I like this.
It's very smooth.
Very smooth. I hold my pen.
It's a really good size. I want one.
Yeah, you want
Pink.
Okay, well, okay, that pretty much takes care of that.
Up.
Yeah. So special thanks to our customer for letting us test this thing out. Now, thanks that Rachel's going to want one. But
now you get to wash it out and mail it away.
I do, yeah. So anyway, hope that's helpful to you all. Well, I'll show you one last detail. It is kind of cool here that it's got like the sailor thing in the cap. That's kind of neat. It's a demonstrator. I think all the professional gears, Rachel, they're demonstrators, right? They're clear?
Yeah, it's just green, pink, and orange.
Green, pink, and orange? Okay, green, pink, and orange. Those are your options. Okay, gotcha. They used to have more colors, but that's all they have now. Sailor just changed over distributors last year. So that's what your availability is now, at least as of May of 2011, which we are in right now. So there you go. Hope that was helpful to you. That is the Professional Gear Slim. That's it for my review of the Sailor Professional Gear Slim pen. Hopefully this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, you can email me at brian@gouletpens.com. Thanks a lot. Right on.